Well, spring's upon us for sure. We had beautiful weather the last 2 days up to +8, I think, on both days at one point. I figured the sap's probably flowing pretty good. Unfortunately, come down this morning to cross Black Creek to get over to the other side where all the buckets are, and she's a little bit high. The water's really started to flow, come down the creek, and she's gotten probably about well, certainly 6 inches deeper. Not really so hung up on the depth as much as the condition of the slush and the ice and the snow underneath, and that it's a bit treacherous. Probably still shallow enough to walk across in the narrowest opening, but a bit of a risk to find out. So I'm gonna go to plan B. Always kind of had this plan until we get a bridge built, which will be to go up to the road we live on, cross at the bridge right here, and then come down the tree line along the fence line there and make my way up into the woods. I finally have maple sap boiling here on the homestead. I was able to get out into the backwoods and harvest out the sap that I'd collected there. It was pretty well all frozen. It was a bit of a chore to get it and break it out of the bucket and put it into other containers. I'm not sure how much I've got altogether. I'm estimating somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 gallons of sap, and yeah, just got her boiling down with the propane. So this is our setup. Mark and Rebecca had a propane boiler left over from their days living on a sailboat. We dug that out and took an old canning pot, and that's going to be our evaporator for this year.
How many gallons of sap?
I figured about 10. Our very first maple syrup.
What was the highlight of your trip?
Looks good. Smells delicious.
It feels so fresh that the bullets are still pockmarking buildings across that area.
I wasn't sorry it were around at the same time. Yeah. All right, let's get back into this one. And we have Brian on the board in the lead with 4,400, and he picks next. Inside the OC for 800, please. It describes one who
love the color. What a beautiful color.
What Lindsay?
What is a hypocrite?
Yes.
Colorful lit for 6.
A #1 bestseller from 1986. This Storm Rising. Brian, what is red? Correct. Inside the OC for 1,000. In
You're
math,
good, dear.
this of X is 1 over
We smell
X.
why not?
I know, but it's, you know,
Lindsay.
What is
Yeah.
a reciprocal?
I'd say she's done.
Colorful lit for 8.
All
By
right, thank
James
you.
Elroy. And based on
Ooh-wee.
the real LA murder. The Blank Dahlia.
There you go.
Lawrence.
With black.
Black. Yes.
Missouri history for 400.
Under the terms of this 1820 legislation, Maine entered the Union as a free state and Missouri as a slave state. Brian, what is the Missouri Compromise? Correct. Colorful lit for 1,000.
Okay.
By Martha Hall Kelly, about
And
3
a small
women whose lives intersect during
or
World War
Bigger.
II
I think
and
you'll
the
need bigger than
Holocaust.
this.
These girls.
Do you want to grab one?
Sure. So this is the last of my buckets are out here. You can just see it in the tree there with the pink ribbon. So what I do is I come out, walk all the way to the very end, and turn around, make my way back, and of course pick up sap on the way. Up a little closer to the trail right there. Couple over there, one further back, another one even further still. Yeah, so now the work starts. Okay, so after 6 trees I've emptied the buckets from, that's what I've gotten there for sap. I'd say probably about 2 gallons, maybe just shy. There were some chunks of ice, but nothing too large, all poured into the bucket well, so that's good. Alright, time to carry on. Well, I'm back in the truck. That took me about an hour and a half to get into the bush, get the sap, and get back into the truck. So, yeah, I don't know if that's good time or not time. I think obviously the inconvenience of having to jump the fence a couple times and traipse through the field slows me down. I think if well, eventually when I get a bridge over there, that'll make it a lot easier. Even when I put a pumping system across the creek, I'm still going to have to walk around to get back and forth, unless I come up with some sort of cool way to get across the creek myself. But I don't unlike when I was a kid, I don't much cotton the idea of trying to build a rope bridge or maybe a rope swing or something like that. I don't know. I suppose I could bring one of the canoes down and use that, but that just sounds like risk for no real great benefit. And I've passed the point of wanting to have water adventure for the sake of water adventure. Anyway, it's time now to get this stuff back to the house and get the evaporator going. Well, folks, welcome to the Sweethaven Sugar Shack, for lack of a better term. You can see our setup here is pretty simple. We've got the 30-gallon propane tank. It's hooked up to this large outdoor boiler. And we've got an old canner. Right now we're using a canner pot to boil off our sap. And once that boils down to just about syrup, we take it in the house, finish it off, get the exact right temperature in there, and then bottle it from there, filter it and bottle it from there. Of course, as the sap evaporates off and gets lower, then we'll add more sap to it, and then once we're out of sap, we'll boil her down off to make syrup. I suppose at some point, hopefully, we'll get enough sap that we'll actually we'll have to actually run a second pot, boil her down so that the whole thing is syrup, but we certainly haven't made it to that point yet. I'd say, based on what I'm seeing now, we might have got 9 or 10 gallons of sap out of the woods this morning. That'd be about the best of it. So, it's pretty rudimentary, and it's going to work for this year, I think, no problem. Of course, the problem I'm having now is I'm not really sure what I'm going to do when the rain comes. I suppose I could just go over to the large door of the barn and set up in there, just inside the door. Might not be too bad. Or I suppose if if needed, I could probably set up a little spot up under the covered deck on the house. That actually might not be too bad for me because I'll be working on the house and I can keep an eye on the pot. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see as time ticks by and the opportunity presents itself, because inevitably, of course, it will.